First step in the process is put a little bit of pull on the windshield. I'm using a ratchet clamp and a vacuum cup I got from Harbor Freight. Goes up to about there. The angle's about right. Alright, next thing you got to do is work this lip, or this rubber edge, back over the outside of the lip. And you just kind of keep working it back that way to the outside. The tension of the suction cup on the windshield will hold it out. And you just but if you look, you can see the flange. It's gotta get all the way up over that flange to the back side of it. Working it out, it'll be slow going. Make sure you get the whole thing out and all the way up on the edge. You may have to work a little bit at the corners. It's been pushed free around the top and all the way down to the bottom. The corner itself hasn't been brought loose. But what we'll do next is just gently bring the top out, and the rest of it should slide right out. Okay, just kind of keep your hand right here, and then just bring the top out nice and easy. Okay, go down here, just lift it, walk it out a little bit. Alright, she's free. Alright, get this loose. Okay, now let's move it forward a little bit, lay it down. A lot of people make a mistake when the installation of this by this gasket edge right here. This gasket has to fit over top of the aluminum frame. It locks it in when it's done that way, because if it sits on top of it, it cocks it and won't lock it in. Second thing is it allows the water, as the water moves across it, to shed. Now, next thing I got to do is move this cover right here up. Okay, now that'll let me get my frame loose all the way around. At this point right here, you should have all of the old gasket removed, all the edges cleaned up on both sides so the gasket will fit nicely. When you put the new gasket on, use your reference corners, which are bent, which is the upper corner and the upper corner. Put that on, then bring the rest of the gasket down and press it all up on that way. Next step is the installation of the chrome strip that goes around the windshield. This has to be done before the windshield is mounted onto the vehicle. It acts as part of the strengthening of it, and it won't go in afterwards. Now, getting this frame into this gasket can be tricky, but I'll show you how it's done. Let's have a look at some of our parts now. Here's a cross section of the chrome strip. Notice that this hook right here is a key element, and I'll show you where that fits in a second. Now here's the gasket on the windshield at the corner. This is the groove that the chrome strip fits into. This is the outside that sits against the body, and here's the lip. It has to fit over top of the chrome strip. If you look down in here, open that up, you're going to see a groove down inside the channel on one side. Now here's how everything works together. Here's the body, this is the outside, the chrome strip, or the chrome molding is this piece right here, and here's your hook. And the glass fits in the channel right here on the gasket. Now, the chrome molding drops down into here and does a couple things. It stiffens it up mostly, it looks nice, and it seals the whole thing up. So, if you take this piece right here and just set it down on top, here's what's going to happen. It's not going to lock in. This isn't going to drop all the way down in here, and you get this effect right here where you can see that it's kind of cocked back that way because it's sitting on top of that piece of rubber. Now there's a small flap right here, and that's there for a reason. If it's done correctly, then the molding drops down in, catches the hook, catches into the groove, and then this top flap right here goes over top of it. So, how do you get that in there? That's what I'm going to show you now. Alright, here's what you're going to need to put the chrome strip in. Plastic wedge, clamp, some string. It's been greased up with this stuff. So, Start out by locking your end down in. Just hold the end in and take your wedge and just run it into the groove all the way around. Like so. Now, take your chrome piece, walk it in the corner. Make sure you got it right at the corner. Press it down in. Take your clamp, hold it in place, and just kind of work this down into it. And just kind of hold your corner coming out. Now, start back up here. Start pulling your string out. You got to press down on this as you do it. You want to work the lip of the rubber edge up over the chrome. So you press down, and pull it up. Take your time. Don't tear the rubber. And when you get to about right here, you start on the other side. Down here. And it came off down here a little bit. So I gotta push this back up under there. Get this edge in, and I'll start pulling the rubber up on it. Take your time. Doing it right, actually it goes pretty easy. I'm pretty much worked up to my corner. Take the clamp out. Let's get this in here just right. Now, take it, press it down, working it up. Make sure that's in there. All nice and even. Okay. Now you gotta get the long strip in the bottom. The trick to that is to clamp it in the center and then make sure you got the same amount on both sides. So you kind of line it up over on this side, see how that looks, and then you line it up over on this side. It should be, it won't fit right in the groove, but it'll be the same on both sides. So that looks pretty good right there. So now I clamp this in here. Not a lot of pressure, just enough to hold it so it doesn't pop out and give me grief. Come over to this side right here, work it down in, and I do the same thing I did on the other side. Start pulling this rubber out. Keep working, make sure it seats as you go. And just keep pressure on it. You don't want it jumping back out at you. I'm only going to do it to the center. Alright, that feels pretty good. Now we'll come back over to this side. Run it down in. Good. And the same thing. Make sure I get it down in there. Corners are tricky because you really got to put some pressure on them. Make sure it gets that lip over there. You don't want to run out of string. So that's pulling real nice. Alright, now to finish it up, kind of work it, make sure everything's all worked down in there. Just Go all the way around it. Get it all nice and stable. Now, if you look over here, that's lined up real pretty. Just keep going around it like that till it's all seated. That popped out over here. Alright, now I'm going to see if I can fix this. Let me move it around a little bit so you can see better. I'm going to see if I can fix this just with a plastic wedge. If not, I might just have to take it all back out and use a string again. Let's see if we can get it worked up. That happened because I didn't have it pressed down well enough into the channel. Also, it could have been slightly misaligned, but that's got to be down in that channel to lock it in. There, it felt snap in. Alright. That lines up real nice. You got to make sure these corners are in right. Get it all snapped around. If you look at it, that should be a nice line. It's right around that edge. All right, before we put the windshield in, let's look at how everything's put together. This is a cross section of the pinch weld where the gas is going to fit, and the windshield fits up here in the front of the car. So the gasket fits down here like this over top of the pinch weld, and there's two sealing surfaces, one here and one here. If we look down in here, here's the front of the gasket. It lays on the front where you see it. Then you got this piece right here, which fits here like that, stops the water. You notice there's horizontal grooves, and that stops the water from going back in. The other part of it, which lays against the back of it, is right here. And then this is the pinch weld, or this is where it fits over top of the pinch weld. This is what you're going to need to put the windshield in. First, you're going to need your trusty plastic wedge. Now you're going to need a rope. This is about 4 millimeters or about 1/8 inch in diameter. Picked it up at the hardware store. I think it's used for draperies. In order to prep it, Mercedes recommends that you cover it in lard, but I couldn't find any lard, so I got a metal cup, melted some Crisco in it, and then just put it down in there, and it soaked it all in so it's nice and greasy. Right now it's going to slide out easier. Now this is the key to the whole process. This is the bottom half of a cheap-ass turkey baster. And this will be what you use to get the rope into the seal, and a little bit of the silicone lubricant will make everything go easier. Look, I could use a little quiet right now.
Oh, it's recording.
Right. Anyway, I'm going to lubricate the inside of the channel. It's not going to hurt anything because this never gets any sealant or anything up against it. I've sprayed some silicone stuff on this paper towel. I'm going to see if I can run it all the way around the edge. That should make my turkey baster thing slide a lot easier. Let's put a little more of that on here. Start by putting the end of the string in your turkey baster, about like that. Lift up your seal and slide that underneath of it, and then hold the end and then start pulling the string, pressing it up to the inside of the seal. Should go pretty smooth. I went ahead and put some silicone inside of this groove before I started. It wouldn't hurt anything because it doesn't really get into the gasket sealing end of it. The string's going in pretty good right now. If you try doing it without this thing, you're looking at just endless amounts of misery, and it just doesn't work. But my uncle, he's an auto body fella. He's the one that told me about this trick, and by golly, it works. Whoever would have thought of it. I can just keep working around. Make sure your string doesn't be hung up. Get your corners right. This corner's kind of messed up. I'm going a little bit coming around it. So far, so good. Well, I can fix that. Just come back in here like this. Work it back under there. And I'm getting all in a hurry now. I'm all excited about getting it done. Now, over here, what I want to do is I want to cross over the existing string. Hard to work with, but now that's the one I just put in is the one I'm going to pull out first. If not, I get caught. Someone's going to tie a knot in the end of that. So it's all the way around. Got my center, ready to put the windshield in. Here is the pinch weld right here. I don't know why they call it that. And then here's where your gasket fits. One of these gaskets here will fit on the back part. The other one will come down through here. And all you ever see though is the front part that sits right along this edge. Now this has to be cleaned up pretty well. How it looks, how yours started out, that's up to you. But I've cleaned this out, smoothed it out, gotten rid of, there's like a little heart weld mark right through here. But it's all been smoothed out, so it'll have a nice sealing surface for it all to fit in. I had a ruffling problem with the way the front seal fit right in through here on the other one. So I'm going to try a trick right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of string and lay it down in through here, run it up through here, and then once I get the windshield set in, I'm going to pull the string out to make sure that that bottom piece gets pulled out like it should be and it's not jammed in back through there. It wasn't in the Mercedes book, but I think I'm going to give it a try and see if it works. Okay, I've got a string down here. I'm going to use that to pull out the bottom of the rubber flange. It goes all the way across the front, the other side. Okay, we got to get this set in here first. Easy does it. 2 hands. Worry about that so much right now is center it in. Okay, it's got to come towards me. So you see that? Still got to come towards me. What do you see on your side? Look about right?
Can't really tell.
So then I got to balance both sides.
A little more, I think.
Go that way. Yeah, always a little more towards me.
String moved.
Load it up right now and I can see the flange down in there. So I've got to get these freed up. And I'll start. Aha. See it coming over that edge. Patrick, I need, whoops, straighten it back, sort it back out, Patrick. I must stop taping for a second. Okay, it's pulling now. Okay, now I gotta go this way. A little bit of pressure. I can't tell if it's getting under there or not. Can you see? I got to let it down. A little bit of pressure right there.
Just making it over the...
Let me do the other side. Where the other side, Patrick? I don't know about this side. We're not down in there, I don't think. We got to... No, don't do that.
I think it's alright.
Let me do all the pushing. That way, when I break it, we'll be yelling at you. All right, so we can pull it up over here now. Okay, now, you got to push down. Because well, hold a second. If it's not set down here all the way, it's not going to be able to move down. All right. I don't know. Now, see, that's... Can't be, because see, there's not enough room up here for that to fit under it. All right, let's see what happens. That's too top. Now I'm pulling my rope.
Need that cardboard up, Patrick.
Center. Yeah, give me some pressure in the center. Right where my finger is. Right about here. Not a lot, but... What? Hand me that plastic wedge. Don't do that. I don't want. It's not a tapping type of situation here. Okay, we gotta see if we can work this down this way a little bit. Now you work. Hot diggity damn. Bring that, make sure it comes out to the front. That's working pretty well. Go around the other side and do that. Yeah, you can see it pulling it out pretty good right down in here. Voila! Thank you very much. Alright, when you got it in, here's what your edge should look like. It should be smooth. Where it fits in here, should line right up, nice and smooth, all the way down. Here, I used a Mercedes window seating compound. There's a part number to do the caulking. You should leave yourself just a little bit coming out as you caulk it. You don't want a lot. But you always make sure you want a little bit of it sticking past the seal. Now it's time for final inspection. Check and see if this whole curve fits correctly into the body. There shouldn't be any gaps. This shouldn't be poking up. This edge right here is laid down nicely over the chrome strip. Chrome strip sits nice and flush right here. There's no gaps in this edging. And you check it all the way down to where it goes down to the body. Have the same thing right here. Now an area you really got to check is right in through here, because this sits slightly lower and water will tend to pool there. So you can't have any gaps. If you do, fill them with caulking. Again, you follow it up through here and you should have a nice seal all the way around. One last thing to do. Alright, we got a problem right here. This is a ruffling, I suppose you'd call it, of the seal. And I think that's what happened whenever I put it in the first time. If you look at this seal, it's made with an edge right here. It's got horizontal lines in it to stop the water flow in that way. And then there's another loose seal right here. That sits up against the flange. And then this fits over the flange to the back side. So what I got to do right now is get out these ruffles. So I'll take a heat gun, you can use a hair dryer, and it'll make some noise. I'm going to want to heat it up till it's just hot to the touch. I'll take a second. You don't want to go too far, because if you melt it, then you're screwed. You get about $500 or about $250 from Mercedes for a new gasket. Should be just uncomfortably hot to the touch. That's getting there pretty good. Measuring the temperature comes out to about centigrade, pretty warm. Now you take 2 titanium plates and you put them down, put them on it, and you squeeze it while you sing "God Bless America" for about that long. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the fight with the light from above. From mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. No other song will work. Alright, that pretty much got that out. I might run it through again till it's all flat.